I started golf a long time ago, over 20 years ago now, and there's plenty of things that I know now that I wish I knew as a beginner golfer. These things not only would have made me a better golfer a lot quicker, but it would have made me less nervous turning up to the golf course, given me confidence to know that I was doing the right thing at the right time. So in this video, I'm going to show you some common mistakes or things that you need to know as a beginner golfer for when you start playing golf. Before we get into the video, if you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. I am Coach Lockey. If you're a returning viewer, you already know that. Little reminder for you all, if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that big red subscribe button, hit the thumbs up if you're enjoying the content, and turn your bell on so you don't miss any of my new uploads. So number one is learn some simple, basic golf rules. For instance, I'm on the tee here. You've got your markers, you've got different colored markers, but when you tee the ball up, whatever tee you're on, you've got to be behind the markers. You can't sneak in front and gain those few little inches closer to the hole. You've got to be behind the markers on the tee. Learning basic etiquette, who tees off first, repairing pitch marks, repairing divots. Everyone wants the course in as good a condition as possible, so let's leave it as you found it. Learning simple things like what a red stake means, what a yellow stake means, what a white stake means. Not being able to ground your club in bunkers. All these things to a regular golfer are just second nature, but for a beginner golfer, there's quite a lot of rules to take in. Learning the basics will make you feel more comfortable when you get to the course and when you get on it for the first time. As a beginner golfer, I don't expect you to read the rule book cover to cover, but learning a couple rules every week will start to build up your knowledge and you'll get loads more confident. Here's another one already. I've hit my drive down the left slightly and I've got a load of stake trees here. And when I stand there and address my ball, this stake tree is in the way, so I get free relief. A simple rule for a beginner golfer that you will be able to take advantage of and make your next shot that little bit easier. Nearest point to where that tree doesn't affect my swing is about here. Mark that with a T, and then I get an extra club length, and then I can drop knee height in that area. Perfect. Before we move on to the next thing that I wish I knew as a beginner golfer, I've just got to give you one more because I see this all the time. Golf bag management. Where you put your bag for each shot. Don't be the person, the golfer, that whacks their bag behind them, sets himself up. Oh, it's in the way. Bag, trolley, always, if you're a right-handed golfer, put it to right-hand side of your ball. You can see it, it's not in your eye line as in, or swing line. Like I have people that put their bag to the left as a right-handed golfer, set themselves up and then whack it in their backswing. Have control of where you put it. And this is a big one as well, be aware of where the next tee is when walking up to the green. If the tee's on the right hand side of your green, put your bag on the right hand side. Don't put it on the left. You hold your putt, walk all the way over to the left, all the way back over to the right, to the next tee. You are wasting so much time and other people's time. And there'll be that person behind you with their hands on their hips, tutting away. Now, I think, don't worry about it, enjoy it. Why would you be upset on a sunny day out on the golf course where you're meant to be enjoying it? But make it easier for yourself, make life easy, put that golf bag on the side of the next tee. The next thing I wish I knew as a beginner golfer is that you don't need the latest and greatest equipment to enjoy yourself. I started all those years ago with a half set. I had even numbers on my irons. I had a fairway wood, a driver, and a putter. That's all I had. And you don't need to splash loads of money on shiny new things, unless obviously you want to. I'm not stopping you from doing it. If you can afford it and you want to, go ahead. But as a beginner golfer, get the basics and see if you enjoy it, and then build your setup from there. The next thing I wish I knew as a beginner golfer was the basics of setup and the importance of it, because there's so many cheap wins around the basic setup. So making sure you've got a good grip or a more neutral grip. So I tend to see crazy grip, super strong, lead hand, 4-5 knuckles showing, weak hands, really up your palm grips, those sorts of ideas, which is going to make managing the golf club in your swing really tricky for a beginner golfer. Getting the basics right, grip especially, ball position with different clubs, stance width, a nice posture. All these things are going to put you in a better position throughout the rest of your swing to help you strike that ball properly, consistently, and help you enjoy the game even more and lower your scores. Another golf swing basic is that I want you to get good at using different clubs. So many beginners go to their first lesson, get a 7-iron in their hands and beat 7-irons time after time after time. You need, on the golf course, you are allowed 14 clubs, so you need to get good at using them all. Don't be the beginner golfer that just hits 7-iron on the range all the time. You need to be able to use all 14 clubs, or if you're a beginner golfer with a half set, using all 7 clubs out on the golf course. Understanding with stance width, like we talked about, ball position, like we talked about, how hard you need to swing each one. These simple tips are going to help you improve so much faster as a beginner golfer. As we're talking about the basics of setups and being able to use different clubs, why not get someone to help you, like a PGA golf professional? Now, you don't need to spend hundreds because there's plenty of incentives that bring the costs down to help you get into golf and start learning. Group sessions as well. Playing with your mates, if you're all starting together, do a group session. That'll bring the cost down. You don't have to spend loads of money to help get you some tuition, help you learn more and grow your knowledge by finding a local PGA pro that can help you. And us PGA pros, we're a nice bunch, so we're always looking to help those people starting out. I always think a golf coach is like going to get your hair cut. You find a barber that you like and you just keep on going back to them because you know that they're going to do a good job and not mess your hair up. PGA pro, same thing, gives you the basics and you go on that journey together because you end up trusting them. So find one that you enjoy your time with, your company with, and honestly, it will help your golf no end. Next thing I wish I knew as a beginner golfer is what the most important clubs in your bag are. Now, personally, for a beginner golfer, I'm going to say driver and the putter. Driver, beginner golfers are losing plenty of golf balls, slicing this, topping this, you name it, you're losing a lot of golf balls. So getting good with this, and I know I said practice every club that you've got in your bag, this one, for the longer clubs that you're going to be hitting a distance, I would say is the most important. Get good at this, make this your favorite club. The further down the hole you can get, the closer to the green you are, which means it's going to be easier with your next shot. So if you can get this as one of your best clubs in the bag, I promise you it will make your golfing life more enjoyable. And the putter. Understanding distance control as a beginner golfer is super important. Not enough beginner golfers take that into consideration. The amount of 3 putts, 4 putts that I see from higher handicap is crazy. Get on the putting green, start practicing. You can do that at home. You don't even need to be at the golf course to practice your putting. You can do it on a carpet, at the office, in your lunch break. There's no excuses. Get good with your putter and make this also the 2 best clubs in your bag from the start. The next thing I wish I knew as a beginner golfer is the importance of having a handicap for so many reasons. And while I'm at it, let me introduce you to iGolf, the subscription that lets you obtain a handicap index under the official World Handicap System, analyze your performance and stats to see where you can improve your game, and Importantly, you get covered by personal liability insurance whilst playing. Whether you're a beginner golfer, like most of you are watching this video, or a seasoned player, iGolf helps you take your game to the next level for just £46 a year. And guess what? You can try iGolf for free for 30 days with the code COACH30 at checkout. Join iGolf today and unlock your golfing potential. And why else is obtaining a handicap so important? For me personally, at the start, it was the competitive nature of it. Getting my handicap down every week to see how low I could get. And it gets addictive. You can play in society events, competitions. You can go abroad and play on holiday, because when you go away overseas, they'll ask you for a handicap certificate. So I would say the importance of a handicap early on in your golfing life is important for so many reasons. My final bit of advice, and again, this video could go on for ages, couldn't it, with so many bits of advice for beginner golfers, but maybe in the comments down below. For anyone that's a seasoned golfer watching this, just looking for some simple tips, or whether you're a beginner golfer, just started and you think you have some ideas for other beginner golfers, in the comments down below. Help each other out. Lastly, for me, the importance of just making sure you're having fun and not worrying about what other golfers think. Just remember, every golfer on the planet was a beginner once. And sometimes, unfortunately, some people forget that. But don't worry about what other golfers think. Have fun. If you have mates that you play with all the time, get out there once a week, once a month, and make sure you're enjoying it together. Find a format that you enjoy. For instance, a medal where you have to finish every hole, a Stableford where you accumulate points over the 18 holes or 9 holes or however many holes you're playing. Match play like the Ryder Cup where you go 1 up, 2 up, 3 up, or if you're not having a good day, 1 down, 2 down, 3 down. Find a format that makes you enjoy the game more. I hope this video helps all those beginner golfers out there starting your golfing journey, and any seasoned golfer that just enjoys the content. I hope you've enjoyed it too. Thanks all for watching. Again, quick reminder, if you do enjoy the content and the channel, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, as it helps the channel out, and turn your bell on so you get notified of when I upload all my new videos. Thanks all for watching. Be sure to see you in the next one.